I always saw myself as a creative person. I joined Hearst in the early 70s, and I have been here and found a creative home at Hearst, and hope that I've led a lot of creative people to find the same home. My family has been involved in making art probably for 3 or 4 generations, and so I grew up in an atmosphere where art was made and was created.
Gil Maurer is a Renaissance man. He's curious about all things in life, and he's always probing for what's going to make something different.
Gil is himself an artist, and very few executives are right brain, left brain, and he is.
At the heart of his talent is that he truly loves art.
After I got out of school, and I had my first job working at Look magazine, and the photo lab at Look was run at the time by actually a great photographer by the name of Arthur Rothstein. And Arthur did that famous picture of the boy and his father in the Dust Bowl in Cimarron, Oklahoma in 1936, I think it was. And Arthur taught me to use a camera. I had a Leica C3 that I had bought secondhand up in Cambridge. And I used to go down to the photo lab where the photojournalist Doug Kirkland and Fusco and some of the others would hang out. There were a lot of wonderful alumna there. I met Dorothea Lange there for the first time.
I thought it was very interesting how he became more and more impressed with photography. Of course, it's a very important part of what we do, and he was forever commenting on advances being made in photography. But he saw it also as a pure art.
I think that photography is a dynamic medium. And I think that people who are interested in photography have a great interest and ought to have a great interest in keeping it dynamic, in pushing the envelope and pushing the edge of where we do things. That the moment that we stand still, we begin to atrophy and you begin to die creatively.
When I sat with him on the architecture committee for the building of the Hearst Tower, Gil was always pushing to be modern. He said that when people walk by this building in 50 years, they should think of it as a classic modern building.
Probably one of the high points, I guess, of my business life was that year that we spent among probably the world's greatest architectural talent and trying to decide between them as to who could do the job for us that we needed done. I think all the stars aligned in our case, and we have a magnificent building here that Norman Foster created for us.
For Gil, there's no, it's okay. It's always, what can be better?
He is an experimenter. He likes to push it.
No one ranks above him in terms of his influence on the creative side of Hearst.
I think like any art, photography is always in transition. There is no art that ought to be frozen in time.